If you're over 60, there's a good chance you're already doing your best to stay healthy. You might be watching your diet, getting regular checkups, maybe even taking a daily multivitamin, just like your doctor once recommended. But here's something you might not hear often enough. Not all vitamins are safe for seniors. In fact, some can actually do more harm than good. The truth is, once you reach your 60s and beyond, your body changes. The way you absorb, store, and react to vitamins shifts. What worked in your 30s could be risky now. In this video from Healthy Journey, we're going to walk you through 4 vitamins you should avoid and 4 that should become part of your daily routine. These aren't guesses. These are based on what science and doctors are telling us about senior nutrition in America today. You'll learn how certain so-called healthy supplements might quietly increase your risk of nerve damage, liver stress, or bone fractures. But you'll also discover which vitamins can help you stay strong, sharp, and independent without the guesswork. And don't worry, we're not here to overwhelm you with complicated science. We'll keep things simple, practical, and easy to follow. At the end, we'll even give you a daily vitamin checklist so you can stay safe and empowered every day. So grab a glass of water, settle in, and get ready to take better control of your health, one smart choice at a time. Let's begin with the first vitamin you should probably take off your shelf today, and the one you should absolutely consider adding. Let's start with a vitamin you've probably seen in almost every multivitamin bottle on your shelf. It's vitamin A, and while your body definitely needs it, too much of the wrong type can quietly cause damage, especially after the age of 60. Vitamin A, the hidden bone risk. You may not realize this, but many multivitamins marketed for adults and even for seniors still include retinol, the active form of vitamin A. It might sound helpful. After all, vitamin A supports your eye, skin, and immune system. But here's the problem. When you take it in the retinol form, your body stores it in fat, and it doesn't flush out easily. Over time, that storage can become too much. And once that happens, the risks begin to rise, especially in your bones and liver. Studies have shown that excessive retinol intake is linked to an increased risk of hip fractures in older adults, even if you're already getting plenty of calcium. That's right. Even if you're taking calcium and vitamin D3, too much of vitamin A may actually weaken your bones, not help them. And it doesn't stop there. Too much retinol can also place unnecessary stress on your liver, especially if you're taking medications for cholesterol, blood pressure, or pain. And here's the catch: you may not even know it's happening. There are usually no warning signs until something goes wrong. Safer alternative: beta-carotene from food. So what should you do instead? The answer is beta-carotene, the natural plant-based form of vitamin A. Your body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A only when needed and only in safe amounts. You'll find beta-carotene in bright-colored foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkin, spinach, and kale. This way, you're giving your body a chance to regulate how much vitamin A it actually needs without the risk of overloading. Here's a quick tip. If you're taking a multivitamin, look at the label. If it says retinol or retinol palmitate, that's the type to be cautious of. If it lists beta-carotene instead, that's generally a safer choice, especially after 60. And now, let's talk about the sunshine vitamin that most seniors aren't getting enough of, but absolutely should. Vitamin D3, the sunshine vitamin you can't ignore. Let's talk about vitamin D3. You've probably heard of it, but do you know just how important it becomes as you age? Vitamin D3 helps your body absorb calcium, which keeps your bones strong and less likely to break. But it also plays a major role in your immune system, your muscle strength, and even your mood. But here's the catch: most older adults in the US are deficient in vitamin D, especially in the fall and winter months. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing D3 from sunlight, and many of us don't get enough from food alone. That's why supplementing with D3, not just D2, becomes a smart and protective habit. According to experts, most adults over 60 should aim for about 800 to 1,000 IU per day of vitamin D3. Some people may need more depending on their blood levels, so be sure to check with your doctor before changing your dose. Another important note: vitamin D3 works even better when paired with magnesium and calcium. Magnesium helps your body activate vitamin D. Calcium helps your bones use it. So instead of taking D3 alone, look for formulas that include all three, or make sure you're getting enough of them through your meals. Quick recap of Chapter 1. So let's recap what we've learned in this first part of our video. First, be cautious with retinol-based vitamin A. It can build up in your body, weaken bones, and strain your liver, especially when taken in high doses. Always check your multivitamin label. If it says retinol or retinol palmitate, think twice. Instead, focus on getting beta-carotene from food. It's the safer, natural form your body knows how to handle. And don't forget to add vitamin D3 to your daily routine, especially if you live in a northern climate, spend most of your time indoors, or just want stronger bones and better immune function. Coming up next, we'll talk about a vitamin that's often marketed as heart healthy, but could actually raise your risk of stroke. And the brain-boosting vitamin most seniors don't get enough of. That's all in part 2, vitamin E versus vitamin B12. Stay with us. In this chapter, we're talking about two vitamins that get a lot of attention, but for very different reasons. One of them is often praised for its so-called anti-aging benefits, but in high doses, it may actually raise your risk of stroke or prostate problems. The other, it's something many seniors are silently missing, and that deficiency could be hurting your memory, energy, and nervous system without you even knowing it. Vitamin E, too much of a good thing. Let's start with vitamin E. It's sold as an antioxidant, it's promoted as heart healthy, and it's often found in multivitamins under labels like immune support, men's vitality, or anti-aging formula. But here's what most people don't realize: more doesn't always mean better. In fact, high doses of vitamin E, especially above 200 IU per day, have been linked to a higher risk of hemorrhagic stroke, the type of stroke that causes bleeding in the brain. And for older men, there's even more concern. Some large studies have found a possible link between excess vitamin E intake and increased prostate cancer risk. Now, to be clear, your body does need vitamin E, but the best way to get it is from food, not pills. You can meet your needs with a balanced diet, including nuts, seeds, spinach, and avocado, all rich in natural vitamin E. Most seniors only need about 15 milligrams a day, that's 22 IU, and anything beyond that should only be used if your doctor recommends it. Bottom line, skip the megadose vitamin E pills. Stick to natural food sources and multivitamins that don't exceed safe levels. Because when it comes to brain health and stroke prevention after 60, safety always comes first. Vitamin B12, the brain's best friend. Now let's turn to a vitamin that almost every senior should be paying attention to. Vitamin B12. This one isn't just safe, it's essential. And if you're over 60, there's a strong chance you're not getting enough of it. Why? Because as we age, our stomachs naturally produce less stomach acid. And without enough acid, our bodies can't extract B12 from the foods we eat, especially from meat, eggs, and dairy. That means even if you eat a healthy diet, your body might not be absorbing the B12 it needs. So why does that matter? Because B12 plays a major role in keeping your brain sharp, your energy steady, and your nerves functioning properly. Low B12 can lead to fatigue, brain fog, mood swings, numbness or tingling in hands and feet, even memory problems that mimic dementia. Fortunately, it's easy to fix. Vitamin B12 supplements are safe, affordable, and easy to absorb, especially if you choose the right form. Look for methylcobalamin. It's the form your body uses best. And if you have trouble swallowing pills or have absorption issues, go for sublingual tablets that dissolve under your tongue. Some seniors even get monthly B12 shots if they're severely deficient. Always talk to your doctor first. Typical daily dose for seniors around 500 to 1,000 micrograms depending on your needs. And unlike fat-soluble vitamins, B12 is water-soluble. Your body flushes out what it doesn't need. That means there's little risk of overdose when taken as directed. If you've been feeling foggy, low energy, or forgetful lately, this is one of the first vitamins to check. Your brain will thank you for it. Quick recap of part 2. Let's go over what we covered in this chapter. First, be cautious with high-dose vitamin E supplements. Anything over 200 IU daily could raise your risk of stroke or prostate problems. Stick to food sources like spinach, nuts, and seeds instead. Second, make sure you're getting enough vitamin B12. Low levels can silently impact your memory, nerves, and energy. Choose methylcobalamin in sublingual form for better absorption, and ask your doctor to check your B12 levels if you're unsure. Coming up in part 3, we'll talk about a common vitamin that's still included in many senior multivitamins, but could quietly damage your heart and liver if you're not careful. And we'll reveal the mineral combo that actually builds and protects your bones long after 60. Don't miss it. Let's move into part 3, where we uncover one of the most misunderstood supplements for older adults: iron. You've probably seen it included in daily multivitamins or marketed as a way to boost energy. But here's the surprising truth. After 60, taking iron without medical guidance can be far more dangerous than helpful. Iron only if you're deficient. Let's break it down. Iron is important for producing red blood cells and preventing anemia, that much is true. But many seniors, especially men and postmenopausal women, no longer need extra iron from supplements. In fact, taking too much iron when you're not deficient can damage your heart, stress your liver, and even raise your risk of chronic diseases due to something called oxidative stress. Iron builds up in the body because, unlike water-soluble vitamins, your body doesn't flush it out easily. And when that iron isn't being used to make blood cells, it accumulates in organs like your heart, liver, and pancreas. Over time, this can lead to real damage, and yet some multivitamins still include iron by default, even for people over 60. So what should you do? Unless you've been diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia or have been told by your doctor that your iron or ferritin levels are low, you probably don't need iron supplements at all. In fact, for many healthy seniors, the best iron strategy is avoid high iron multivitamins, get tested if you're concerned, and get iron from food when needed, like leafy greens, beans, and lean meats. Remember, iron is vital, but only when it's needed. Taking it just because it's in a pill, that's where the risk begins. Calcium, your bone's best ally. Now let's turn our focus to a mineral that most older adults really do need more of, and that's calcium. After age 50, both men and women experience bone loss, and it speeds up after 60. Calcium helps slow that process down. It supports strong bones, prevents osteoporosis, and even plays a role in muscle contraction and nerve function. But before you rush to take a high-dose calcium supplement, there's something important you should know. More isn't always better. In fact, taking too much calcium, especially in one large dose, can cause problems including kidney stones and even calcium buildup in arteries. So what's the smart way to supplement? Experts recommend older adults aim for 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day, but only part of that should come from supplements. You should aim for 500 to 600 milligrams per dose, ideally split between morning and evening, to help your body absorb it better. And here's the bonus tip. Calcium works best when taken with vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. D3 helps your body absorb calcium from your gut. K2 helps deliver calcium to your bones, not your arteries. So look for a supplement that combines all three, or talk to your doctor about the right balance for your needs. You can also boost your calcium intake naturally with food. Leafy greens like collards, kale, and spinach, tofu and fortified plant milks, low-fat dairy like yogurt and cheese. This way you get the bone-strengthening benefits without the overload. Quick recap of Part 3. Let's go over what we learned in this chapter. First, be cautious with iron supplements unless your doctor tells you otherwise. Excess iron can harm your heart, liver, and other organs over time, especially in older adults who don't need it. Check your multivitamin and skip the ones that contain iron unless you're truly deficient. Second, make calcium a part of your daily health plan. It helps protect your bones from osteoporosis and works even better when taken in moderate doses alongside vitamin D3 and K2. Don't forget to include calcium-rich foods. They're gentle on your body and easy to add to everyday meals. In our next and final chapter, we'll talk about one last dangerous vitamin that many seniors are taking often without knowing how it affects their nerves. And we'll reveal the essential nutrient that protects your brain, heart, and joints all at once. You won't want to miss Part 4, Vitamin B6 versus omega-3 fatty acids. Stay with us, you're almost at the finish line. In our final chapter, we'll talk about one vitamin that most people think is harmless, but in high doses, it can quietly damage your nervous system. And then we'll explore one of the most powerful nutrients you can take to protect your brain, heart, and joints all at once. Let's start with a common vitamin that may be hiding in your energy blend or stress support formula. Vitamin B6, the silent nerve disruptor. Vitamin B6, or pyridoxine, is essential for health. It plays a role in how your body uses protein, creates brain chemicals, and keeps your nerves working properly. But what most people don't know is this: too much B6 can actually damage your nerves. In fact, high-dose B6 is one of the only vitamins known to cause permanent nerve injury when taken in excess, and it doesn't take as much as you'd think. The recommended daily intake for older adults is around 2 milligrams per day, but some energy blends, metabolism boosters, and even general multivitamins contain 50, 100, or even 200 milligrams, far above what your body needs. And when your body gets too much B6, it doesn't just flush it out like other B vitamins. Instead, it can build up in the body and begin to damage the nerves in your hands, feet, and legs. You might notice signs like tingling or numbness in your fingers and toes, difficulty walking or balancing, burning or buzzing sensations in your limbs, weakness or coordination issues. These are early symptoms of B6 toxicity, and if ignored, they can become permanent. So how can you stay safe? First, check your supplement labels. If B6 is over 10 milligrams per day, be cautious, and if it's over 50 milligrams, ask your doctor if it's truly necessary. B6 is important, but more isn't better. In this case, more could mean nerve damage. Omega-3 fatty acids, essential for the aging brain. Now let's talk about something your body truly needs more of after 60, and that's omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are a type of healthy fat found in fatty fish algae and fish oil supplements, and they're one of the most researched nutrients when it comes to aging well. Here's why they matter so much for older adults. They help reduce inflammation, which is a root cause of many chronic diseases. They support brain health and may help prevent memory decline. They promote heart health, lower triglycerides, and keep your blood vessels flexible. And they even support joint health, reducing stiffness and pain. Unfortunately, most Americans, especially seniors, don't get enough omega-3s from food alone. That's where supplementation can make a big difference. The two key types to look for are EPA and DHA. These are the active forms your body uses. You'll find them in high-quality fish oil or algae oil supplements. Aim for around 1,000 milligrams per day of combined EPA and DHA, unless your doctor tells you otherwise. Worried about mercury or fishy taste? Look for supplements labeled purified or molecularly distilled. These remove toxins and reduce burping side effects. Or if you're vegetarian, go with algae-based omega-3, which offers similar benefits without fish. You can also boost your intake through food by eating salmon, sardines, chia seeds, ground flax seeds, or even fortified eggs. These give you a natural source of this vital fat and support every part of your aging body. Quick recap of Part 4. Let's review what we covered in this final chapter. First, watch out for excess vitamin B6. It's easy to overlook, but too much can silently damage your nerves and create serious balance or coordination problems. Always read your labels and aim for 2 to 10 milligrams daily, unless prescribed otherwise. Second, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids. They help protect your brain, heart, and joints and are especially important after 60. Look for a supplement with EPA and DHA and aim for around 1,000 milligrams daily, and pair it with a diet that includes healthy fats. And there you have it, the fourth and final piece of the puzzle. You now know the 4 vitamins to avoid after 60, and the 4 you should take daily to protect your bones, your brain, your heart, and your independence. But before we wrap up, let's put it all together in one easy daily checklist. Let's take one final look at the 4 vitamins you should think twice about, and the 4 that can help you live with strength, clarity, and confidence after 60. Hi, I'm Jessica Morgan, a registered dietitian with 20 years of experience working with older adults. I want to remind you of something very important: your body changes with age, and your supplement routine should too. What worked for you at 35 may not be right at 65 or 75. That's why it's so important to read your labels, ask questions, and avoid the mindset of more is better, especially when it comes to vitamins. Instead, talk with your doctor or a licensed dietitian. Ask for a simple blood test to check your vitamin D, B12, and iron levels. Then build your supplement plan based on what your body actually needs, not what the label promises. You're not alone on this journey. We're here with you every step of the way. Subscribe to Healthy Journey for more trusted tips made just for seniors like you, because your best years are still ahead. And in our next episode, we'll show you the top 7 foods that reverse muscle loss after 60, an absolute must-watch for anyone who wants to stay active and independent. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay healthy.